Great win today, guys. Another close one down the stretch, similar to the ODU game a couple days ago. Just first question for all three of y'all. How are y'all able to lock in and focus and finish the game strong in close situations like this?
I really feel like you have no choice. If you want to win, it's what you have to do. We saw that when we played at ODU, we didn't really finish strong. So we've done late game situations in practice and just training our minds and getting our body right for those situations. And so, I mean, our last couple games have been close, but like we were just saying in the locker room, a win is a win.
Yeah, I think down the stretch, this team has found ways to win, and we're really locked in on what we have to do to accomplish that. We stay poised and just get it done. So,
I think we are just enjoying the game right now. We are love winning, obviously, but I just think we're playing a nice team basketball, and it's really nice to be part of it.
And I just realized I didn't say Bobby Phillips, 9.5 WASU, Appalachian Weekly News. And then my final question for this one's for Emily. I saw you had 5 rebounds on the game today. What out there was just clicking for you on that end?
yeah, lately I've really been focused on the defensive end. I think that helps our team a lot, and that's what we need to win. So that's what I've been focused on lately is my defensive efforts and just playing hard all the time.
I love the wrestling of the rebound against Johnson that one time. Muscles, that's what I saw out of you, Emily.
Thank you.
Bob Dillner, App Weekly News, App TV. Zayd, I want to ask you, because you're a part of this again. Free throws down the stretch. You have 2 mics now.
Yeah.
6 for 6 last time. You were part of a 3-headed monster this time to hit for 6 for 6 again down the line. And Coach was talking about that last time, the importance in the game that you play in practice. Let's talk about that game a little bit, how much it's prepared you to do those things in times of need down the stretch.
I feel like taking it back to the ODU game at their place, a lot of it came late game turnovers and late game boxing out on the free throw line. So we realized that winning the game at the end comes down to the small details, making sure we can get the ball in and step into the free throw line and ice in the free throws. We have amazing free throw shooters. We do pressure free throws in practice, and we've been working on pinching and crossing and just doing the little things that it takes to win basketball games at the end.
Ellen, I want to know in the second half, and any of you can answer this as well, but they came out and they made some adjustments. So what were those adjustments that they made, to allow themselves to kind of crawl back into this game a little bit?
I think they were playing more in and out with their 2 posts. They tried to play both of them at the same time. So I think they start cutting more and looking more for those post ups. But I think that with our 55, we kind of managed to stop them.
It got down there 4 points at one point, Zada and Emily on this one. Just what was the demeanor of the team on the bench when the timeouts and then on the court as well?
We have a code word kind of amongst each other just to tell each other that it's okay. It's okay to relax, You look up at the scoreboard and you see oh gosh, we're only up by 5. We're not playing to keep the lead. We're not playing so that they don't get the lead. We're just playing basketball. You do the same things that got you the lead. So we just try and keep each other calm, cool, and relaxed no matter what happens, no matter what's said in the huddles or anything like that. Just try to stay together in those moments when teams start to push their way back.
Yeah, one of our keys to the game earlier this week was having a will to win, and I think I saw that in every player today, whether it was on the bench or on the court. We were all coming together and just sticking to the game plan.
I just want to talk about this. 3 straight wins, sitting well in the Sun Belt right now. Just from a personal standpoint, you guys are such a great team that gels together with chemistry. But what does this feel like for each of you personally to be where you're at right now here in the Sun Belt season? Go ahead, Elena.
Oh.
Okay. Well, for me personally,
You can go.
should I go? It feels amazing. I mean, those are all great teams, but this is all earned by ourselves, our hard work every single day, putting our heads down, being poised, working on each other's games and everything. I just think it's really nice to be in this position at the moment, and I just think we all need to keep digging, keep working, just getting better every day.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. It feels amazing. Being here for 4 years, you see a lot of ups, you see a lot of downs. Right now, we're on a good up. So if we do hit some downs, it's just about staying consistent and relying on each other and relying on the work that we've laid down and the foundation that we have to get us back up. I mean, the Sun Belt is an amazing league. I think anybody can beat anybody on a given night. So I just feel like right now we're just really bonding together and really pushing through.
Yeah, obviously I think we're in a great spot, but we can't let this high allow us to lose our focus. So we're just going to come in Monday and put our heads down and keep working and just next game mentality.
Dylan Shepard with the Appalachian. I'll start with all three of you. You all limited Georgia Southern to just 20 points in that first half in that defensive battle there. Talk about some of maybe the scheming you had in preparation of this game and how you were able to execute that plan against your rivals.
It's a secret. No, I'm kidding. I think Hege did a fantastic job. We had a scout. When you sit there and you scout players, different players have different strengths, and I think Hege did a fantastic job at executing her part of the scout. We really wanted to apply a lot of pressure on their post players and try to help out Elle and Rylan and things like that. And so I think that we did a really good job at executing the scout. I think in the first half it really was coming down to the defense. So I think, like I said, it just really came down to which team wanted it more and which team was going to rely on their scout a little bit more.
I think we did a good job today on our bob and sob execution as well, just recognizing their sets and limiting their points there. Our scheme was to limit those points and limit transition. So
They say everything.
And then for Elena and Emily, y'all both went 3 for 4 from beyond the three-point line. What does it take to make some of those clutch shots down the line in suddenly these really close games? Just what does it take? How are you able to make those shots?
I want to know the answer.
It's a great question, yeah. Well, my teammates have the most confidence in me, so I just go out there and honestly my mentality the past few weeks has just been do what I need to do for the team to win, whether that's defensively, offensively, rebounding, getting my teammates shots. So I think it just kind of flowed for me today, the offense did.
I just think we all putting like a lot of work out of the just like team practices. I think we were all focused on like staying after practice, shooting with our like position coaches, trying to make those shots because like those are important moments. And if our team has trust in us, we need to make them. So I just think like extra work and just like trust that we have from the team is the main point.
And then final question for all three of you. This is, again, your third straight win in the Sun Belt. It's a win over your rival, Georgia Southern, on Black Saturday. You've got Samantha LaFawn leading cheers on the sidelines for the fans. What has the environment at the Holmes Convocation Center been like during this recent run of form, and how confident are you guys in the ability to continue that run going forward?
Yeah, well, I think when you're winning like this, people are encouraged to come out more. So it's exciting to see, people supporting women's basketball, and we're just happy that people are coming to watch us and support. It does help, home base. So got to protect it.
I think with that, though, I think we still need more from our student body. I think it's really important. There's a definite difference in energy from when we played ODU versus today. And I think a lot of that stems from the student section just yelling and just basically getting on people's nerves. We can only do that so much, so it really helps a lot. But I will say the community and our fans, they're fantastic. They're amazing. They are the reason that we do what we do and why we are doing it so well right now. So I will say, I just think that we need a little bit more from the student body.
Yeah, I agree with Zada, and I also think like people on the bleachers and everything, they're our sixth player. Like when they're cheering and everything, we feel so much better. Like we have like motivation to play for, and like it's just nice when like you score and everybody's like yelling for your team and everything. So yeah, I definitely think that students need to come like more.
Any further questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I'm really proud of our team for finding a way to win. I thought our defense in the first half was really, really, really solid. And you're looking at yourself in the second half going, did we overcoach something at halftime? Because I just thought we kind of got away from our scheme a little bit and allowed them to get in rhythm. But, Georgia Southern has good players. They have a good team. They have a first-year head coach. I know what that feels like trying to figure it out. I do think that once they figure it out, they're going to be a really tough team. I thought thought they made plays when they needed to. They played really hard. I think for us, I mean, when we took care of the ball, my gosh, we shot the ball so well. It's just unfortunately we had 26 turnovers, and I just think that has a lot to do with the length and the athleticism of Georgia Southern. I mean, they do have a lot of length, and they play really big. And we were trying to go back and forth between our man and our zone, and I'm just so proud of our kids for. I don't think they felt good, like they were playing well and trying to get them to relax. And I think I was frustrated, and but for them to be able to make free throws down the stretch and find a way to win when we had 26 turnovers, but we had 19 assists. We shot 46% from the field, so we took really good shots, and we out rebounded them. That was a key to the game. And I just want to make one comment about the community. I feel like they're starting to get behind us. I'm looking up there. It's one of my favorite things to do is before the starting lineup, I look up and I just see kind of what's going on, and I'm starting to see new faces. I'm starting to see families and little girls in the community, and I just think that is so important. I don't know if anybody watched the LSU South Carolina game, but it was supposed to be on Thursday. It got moved to Friday at 5 o'clock, and I literally screenshotted the sold-out picture, and it said, what Don Staley has built or something like that. And just to be able to play in front of a good crowd means so much. And people are starting to get behind our program. I can just feel it. I'm excited, and I want to just keep going.
All right, we will open it up for questions.
Bobby Phillips, 90.5 WASU and Appalachian Weekly News. So during that first half, you were talking a little bit about that defense, and the pace of play was definitely lower in the first half. But going out into the third quarter, App State scored 21, Georgia Southern scored 18. The pace of play just skyrocketed in the second half. Can you just talk about a little bit of what adjustments were made during that time?
Yeah, I thought we talked about that at halftime as far as we were kind of walking the ball up, not kicking it up. We were dribbling a lot. And so I thought we just had better ball movement in the second half. And then it was just like that. Once we picked up our pace, so did Georgia Southern. And, I feel like when we play with some pace and tempo, we just have more fun. And, the more shots go in because I just always remind our kids, the more shots we get, the more points we're going to score because we have such a good field goal percentage. And we got to make sure we have enough shots. But the third quarter, to me, felt like us on both sides of the ball. And then the fourth quarter, I just thought was a little hiccupy, a little herky-jerky. We had a hard time kind of getting into a flow.
And you're about halfway through this home stretch for the team. What are you going to work on with the team and these off days leading up to Louisiana?
Yeah, whether we win or we lose, we just assess things and we figure out what's important now. We call it the win mentality. What's important now? And we did it after Thursday. We did it after last Wednesday. We did it after last Saturday. We just figure out what's important going into our next stretch of games to improve, to clean up. Obviously, we'll probably address our turnover situation. We just didn't utilize fakes. I thought we did such a good job against Old Dominion of faking and faking on the interior of the paint and just getting easy layups because of it. And we just played a little back on our heels. Defensively, just continue to work on guarding the ball. It's just a point of emphasis for us. Our ball screen coverage, those are big areas that we need to improve down the stretch.
Bob Dillner, App Weekly News, App TV. Coach, I want to just hit upon that six-man element, that Elena was talking about. I think Zada had a good point as well. How critical will this crowd, especially as you guys get better and better, how critical is it to you and your team's performance as we head down the stretch in some of the outcomes of these tough games coming up?
Well, people say a good home court advantage can give you 5 points or something like that. There's a lot of things people say like that. And it's an energy thing. It's a vibe. It's an energy. It makes it more fun for everyone that comes to the game. And, we don't build this overnight. I mean, just like we got to put work into the basketball things, we got to put work in and put a good product on the floor and that people come and they get engaged. And, we have the professor of the game and we have ball kids and we're trying to do all these things and getting our kids up in the stands to thank people for coming, but it can be game changing, especially in a close game. It can give you energy when you don't have it. The home court advantage is a real thing, and we only get so many opportunities to play at home, and so we got to continue to grow it and build it with our home games that we have left.
You mentioned the turnovers here today, and I think a coach can always look at that. But we were talking about it on the broadcast, and it seems like some of those turnovers came from very good vision, just missed on some passes here today. So I want to know how you talk to the team about that a little bit, because it looked like a lot of the turnovers came from a couple different people trying to hit somebody on a spectacular pass, but it was just a little bit off.
Yeah, I think two things. I think Georgia Southern is long and they're big. They just have a lot of length, and Old Dominion has a lot of length in 2 positions, and then they're really small in 3 positions. Marshall didn't have a lot of length, and so it just kind of puts you back on your heels. And then once you're back on your heels, it's hard to just groove and be aggressive. And then they started calling travels, and then we're overthinking things. And I just thought we just weren't in our groove and flow. But defensively, I just go back to that first half, and defense travels. That's why we'll always address our defense and try to hang our hat on that end, just because, we made 9 threes. Luckily, we shot the ball really well today, but, just continuing to improve on defense.
Greer Hodge, Appalachian Weekly News. When it comes to these rivalry games, mentality is huge, and obviously you guys are on a high right now, coming off 2 prior wins. Was the preparation for this game any different?
Well, it's a tough preparation. We played Thursday, Saturday. Georgia Southern played Wednesday, so they were able to have an off day and then have a live practice, where when you have just a 1-day prep, it's hard, especially with 8 older seniors and several fifth-year players. It's hard for us to just go out and practice live. And sometimes I think that is part of the sloppy play. I go back to Southern Miss. We kind of had the same thing. So I've got to look in the mirror and find a way to help our team play a little cleaner when we play Thursday, Saturday.
Dylan Shepard with the Appalachian. Coach, I wanted to focus on that fourth quarter. Y'all had built up a lead prior to that, but then shooting kind of went cold. A couple turnovers, as we mentioned. So I guess what I wanted to ask was, what was the key to everybody on the court keeping their composure as Georgia Southern slowly chipped away, slowly gained back some of those points?
It's probably the most proud I am of the team today is I didn't really see a change in demeanor. And, the only thing I said in a timeout one time is, we got to take things personal in the right way. Like, I thought we were kind of taking coaching personal, but instead we've got to take defensive rebounding personal. We got to take closeouts personal. But I didn't think we panicked. I thought when we threw it to Emily Hege and she bobbled it out of bounds, I thought the wheels could have fallen off, but you saw them. They got high fives with each other. They talked to each other. I think that's one of the best things that's happening about our team is that we have glue. And, between Emily Carver, between Zada Porter, but besides Tafisi, all those kids are really leading for us.
Any further questions? All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.